Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to what's probably the second to last installment in our Nightmare playthrough. And, well, as you can see, we are at the entrance of nowhere, and I've made a couple of adjustments to my team, again, as I'm grinding up some of the characters to get them all at max level. But courtesy of a comment from Evelyn Mohammed, I have made a couple of additional adjustments to the team by putting some alternate costumes on the other characters. Of course, I've always had Thanos in this silver armor because I really like the way that that looks, but you can also see that I have the Man Without Fear outfit currently equipped onto Daredevil, the kitchen outfit in the X-Men trainee variant, or the alternate skin for that costume for Deadpool, and then the red variant of Doctor Strange's Blue Mage, which I actually think looks super awesome. But let's not dawdle around here any longer. Let's go on and have an interaction with these Outriders. I actually don't think that there's anything in this first spawning area we need to be aware of. So let's make our way over this way and interact with some of these Outriders, make sure that we can take them out. Looks like we have a Gravity Surge Outrider there. There's no rare boxes right here, but there are a couple of them that are hidden in some pretty weird places as we come around this. Strange has his Bands of Sidorak involved in this fight, binding up different enemies here. There's one rare box hanging out back here in the corner that we'll want to make sure that we bust open. And now that we've done that, we can move along to the next area. These bins, they break and can drop a couple of bits, but nothing super noteworthy. We've got a few poison variety Outriders hanging out here. And so let's get those guys out of the way. And then here we have a couple more, or I guess a combat section that we'll need to do with these Outriders, though there's nothing really else that we need attention to here. The path that we were once on has been closed off to us now that these characters have been summoned in. Looks like we have a couple of Outriders with the fire aspect curse active on them. We're bound to get a couple more that come in. Looks like these ones are just cursed Outriders that will infect our opponents as well as our teammates. But we've dispelled that curse decently well. And zipping through these opponents will allow us to progress into the next section of our fight here, which is going to be up around that corner, but you do want to kind of explore these corridors just to be sure. We could take a left turn here, and in fact we will, but before we actually step onto the elevator, you'll want to come around, I think it's around the back side of one of these, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's back up this hallway. There's one more rare box that's just kind of hanging out here in the back. So now that we've got that taken care of, we can actually board this elevator with Cosmo and take the ride all the way up to the top. Now, I received a question about this section, or about the rift that's within this spaceport. I'm actually probably going to revisit that video and make them a lot more concise and in one place. But right here is where the rift located within the spaceport is. It's out here in nowhere right after you take this elevator. But let's not linger around here any longer than we need to and come up and have our confrontation with Ebony Maw.
You could not defeat us before we possessed the stones. You stand no chance now.
And if you've done this fight before, straightforward, looks like he's got a... And we'll get him staggered down so we can usher him into phase 2 of this fight. And He's just outside the height barrier of where we're able to deal meaningful damage to him. And now he's going to summon in a couple of drop rocks from the ceiling there. And with one final heavy attack here from Thanos Infinite, we've got Ebony Maw taken down. He looks like he's got the, or he had the partial regen mechanic active. So as long as you're familiar with what that does and know how to cope with it, you shouldn't have to worry about anything else, really. After taking this elevator up to this next floor, you'll want to peek around this corner, as there's another rare box hanging out in the corner there. Looks like it's some relatively low tier ISO, and we've actually got another one over here locked behind a synergy wall, and for this one we're going to need to switch over to Doctor Strange, get the Flames of the Faltine active, along with Daredevil in order to open this one. Now we've got the Supergiant fight. And Supergiant has the slowed movement. Now, one thing that is really interesting about this fight is that the only time that the animation disappears from the character is when they are staggered out. So as you'll see, we have a moment where she is teleporting around, and even though she's intangible during that animation, we are able to see where it is she's going to end up, which is a unique trait to her, or to this version of the fight, than it is otherwise normally. And if you want to really blitz through this fight, you can detonate these Sentinel cores right on top of her. And that'll make this fight go over, or be over, that much faster. Yeah, as you can see, that just ripped through her health pool. And we're making really good time on this, so we'll want to progress over into the next area. Before we hit this, we'll want to do a quick scan around here, and you can actually see that there are a couple of more rare boxes tucked away in these corners. Here. And after we break those down, we can move into the next section, which there actually might be one more up here if I'm thinking about it. No, there's not. Oh, actually, I just barely noticed this. This is my first time seeing this particular item. But there is a synergy wall right here that has a rare box hiding behind it. I had completely missed that one. I'm going to have to go back and revisit it and update that video series so we're no longer missing it. Again, I'll probably revisit that one and do it all in one group. Alright. Cole Obsidian, he's got the Gravity Surge curse active, which is, it's got to be the most annoying curse that he could have active, because it draws you into his very heavy-hitting hitboxes. And that's just bad news for everyone involved in a fight with Cole Obsidian. After he finishes this attack animation, he's going to go into phase 2. Let's go ahead and detonate the extreme attacks from our entire team. And that was kind of a waste from Deadpool because of the way that his works. It's more of a spaced out extreme attack rather than a proximity based attack. But we should be able to finish out Cole Obsidian here decently fast with that final dash attack there. And now we're on to some of the final fights here. Which are going to be with Corvus and Proxima. So we'll probably go ahead and finish those out before heading into the final confrontations here. Oh boy, this is a very very nasty fight. We've got these clones that come in, and they all have some sort of curse active, including one that has a Thorns attribute. Let's see if we can get him into phase 2. Looks like we just managed to do that. You don't have a pike, though. You have a glaive. Oh, gosh. So it looks like it's a healing, a poison, and a Thorns curse active on his Cronies there. Okay, now where you can see where Corvus is going to come back down. And I think that's fairly consistent with this fight, where he will disappear for that attack, but will also come right back down where he had departed from. And hopefully we can get him down before he goes into that attack animation again. Not that this is like any sort of a speed run or anything else, but that is a very significant time loss if he enters into that animation before you can stagger him out. And one more set of heavy attacks is going to be more than enough for taking him out. And this brings us up to the fight with Proxima Midnight. One of the more interesting fights in the here. Our boxes have been acquired at this stage, so it is just the confrontation against her. And she has the curse active, which could be kind of interesting for this overall fight, because if she infects some of these Outriders, I think some of them have a chance to be reborn stronger than they were previously. But it's a guarantee that you're going to end up with the curse active on yourself as a part of this fight, just due to her having, or the infection active on every member of your team due to her having the that curse. And Doctor Strange was about to go down there, which I was kind of anticipating just because he's the most underleveled member of the team currently. Oh, we just barely managed to get her fully staggered there so we can finish out the fight with her. And luckily, we get healed before we go into the final confrontation. But we are right here at the cusp of the culmination of the fight in the series here. So we will pick this up in our video on Monday. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more daily content if you haven't already. And be sure to check back tomorrow for a very special Minecraft video, or a continuation in our Minecraft video series. So thanks again for watching, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day.